On one hand, MK Dons are providing very affordable tickets. On the other hand, they ripped out the love heart something else out of football by killing Wimbledon. Hashtag HCFC.
You can't beat the joy of all 3 World Cup games being MK Dons' highest attendance. That's a really weird thing to be joyous about.
Well, probably because rugby doesn't have, what do you call it?
Round balls?
Segregation.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Is their stadium ever more than half full? Everyone could bring their dog and give it a seat for bleak's sake.
Sorry, I'm just going off on a tangent on this one, but that one then extended where someone turned around and put up the attendance, our actual average being about 9,000 or whatever, and then he went, all right, dog and a cat.
Oh, brilliant. I don't want to like Dele Alli because he was a franchise FC player, but he looks like a really good prospect.
Hats off to Franchise FC. £12 for whole game. Kids for £1 on 3110. We'll see how at Josh Murphy 65 is getting on. Hashtag 20s plenty.
Is that your Hull accent?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very good, wasn't it? Very
it's close to my Cockney one.
That's very good. I quite like this one. Erg at BBC South Today. Please give a warning if you really have to broadcast images of Pete Winkleman.
Main structure built up front allows for easier future expansion, but creates soulless hole before success.
We have to use the phrase soulless hole on a regular basis. That's a good one.
Very topical one here. If Red Bull ever make a football team franchise in the UK, they'll probably take over MK Dons. Please don't.
No, not at the minute.
Mate, I hate MK with passion. They're franchise, not real club. I'm glad you won to league, not them. Your real club.
Awful punctuation for me, say so. Well done, MK Dons FC. £12 adult ticket and £1 kid tickets for HCAFC fans. Can't applaud you enough. Hashtag 20s plenty.
They need to get the fans in somehow. I'd rather pay £30 and support a proper club.
I love the way these flow together, because this one says lots of empty seats to fill at Stadium MK. They need to have lower prices of franchise bleepers.
Big love to MK Dons FC. Hashtag 20s plenty.
I thought I could get over there being an ex-MK franchise Dons player in the England team, but the fact he actually supports them as well, frowny face.
Oh, frowny face.
Yeah,
He's
serious,
telling us.
Serious.
Dons is taken from the name Wimbledon. It remains beacon of thief and football franchise.
Aberdeen FC like this.
Most of us don't want to play you and don't care about the result. Now get over us and drop the Dons.
So, Milton Keynes then. Seems like more of a rugby town to me. Smiley face. Can fill a stadium for rugby, but not football. Facts, eh? Pesky things. Smiley face.
I've got one here. How can there be a home end when MK Dons fans don't exist?
Oh, brilliant.
I agree with this bloke right here. Supporting a franchise makes you a scumbag, in my opinion.
Yes.
Bandwagon, it's just a belief by all football clubs that you're the scum of football, which is fact.
You've lost me, but I'm bored of your bleep, so blocked. Bye-bye, plastic bleeper.
Yes, that was me. Someone blocked. I think it's the first time I've ever been blocked on Facebook.
I've been blocked.
Not Facebook, Twitter. That's the
I've
thing.
been blocked by one of them.
That's the one.
Yeah,
That's
that was one of them.
I'm so glad that you noticed the person impersonating Bath Womble, the one who sent me that tweet. You put that in there. That's brilliant. You know, I mean, it's nowhere near something Bath would say, but
yeah. Okay.
The lexicon of chaff. Of chaff.
Good morning. It's lexicon time. It's the part of the show where each week we educate you, yes, you cheeky devil, the educated elite into the ways of the feral underclass that seemingly run our planet by providing detailed translations of common street talk. This week, the phrase under scrutiny is jebend. Common usage. Man, you're such a jebend, you make my blood blue, blood blue, you get me? definition. I say, you contemptible fellow, even my good friend Bartholomew appears to be more with it than you, and he, I'll have you know, is a fool. Widely and incorrectly believed to have originated from the 2004 hit film The Football Factory. Its first recorded usage actually originates from Alfred the Great's recently discovered memoirs about the Battle of Somerset Levels fought against Guthrum in 1875 AD 875 PM. Oh god.
Research.
Yeah, fantastic. I had a strange experience the other day. I watched Football Factory, which I haven't watched in a very long time, and it was just one of those pieces where it was always a little difficult to take some of that seriously, but
it's just beautifully rubbish, isn't it?
It's like you've ruined it for me. There's not a thing I can watch without actually hearing it in your voice instead of theirs. This.
Yes, join me, DJ Darren Hoy, each and every Wednesday, like clockwork, 9 through to 11 PM for the Reggae Takeover. The Reggae Takeover delivering you everything from pure snap, crackle and pop warmth of the vinyl, pure 45, to fresh from the yard tunes, never heard anywhere in the world, trust me. So join me, DJ Darren Hoy, with the Reggae Takeover, live each and every Wednesday, 9 through to 11 PM, live on Seclo Sound. Fill your heart with sunshine and enjoy.
You're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds, a fact of which we are remarkably happy about. Let us talk about a fairly momentous thing that happened at the weekend. I mean, twice, really. But I would like to discuss where you were and what your reaction was when our boy came on for England.
Who?
I can't remember his name. Dele Alli. When Dele Alli, our
He
boy...
doesn't exist.
That's true, yeah. This could be a really surreal conversation from here on in. Do we exist?
I was at work and I came home and I didn't actually know England were playing. I thought it was a Saturday they were playing.
Yeah.
My dad had told me...
When was it? Friday?
Yeah,
Friday
my dad had told me, he said, don't worry, Delhi never got on, so there's no point watching the game. So which I went upstairs and about 3 hours later after I'd read the match report...
He doesn't come on until this week,
Yeah.
according to your dad, though.
Yeah, actually. And came downstairs and said he did play. And he goes, oh, well, I never saw him. So...
That's all right then. I mean, that is a bit like if I can't see you, you can't see me kind of logic. So, yeah, fair enough.
I thought, against Lithuania, nutmeg aside, I'll be brutally honest, I thought he looked a little bit out of his depth.
Yeah.
Like, especially on that pitch, but it's an experience more than anything. I think we were 3-0 up at the time, so who really cares? I mean, it's an experience and it'll only get better. So.
I didn't see him on Friday because I think I fell asleep, but I seen him whenever it was Monday
Lithuania.
or whatever.
Lithuania.
I genuinely didn't think he was all that great. But having said that, I don't think any of them were,
Yeah.
They're already qualified, and I see good luck to Roy Hodgson.
They were all
for
sitting
that
back. They were
team
trying.
that he put out,
They were all sitting back. They were trying new things. They were playing on a pitch they were unfamiliar with. It was
plastic pitch on
yeah,
Monday, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
looked like carpet.
Yeah, it was one of those really. But the Moldova game,
Was that the first one?
first one.
Yeah.
I just felt immensely proud.
I was-
just to stand
it was
there and
Estonia.
see somebody who I've stood and watched and spoken to.
From being a little boy.
Little 8-year-old,
Yeah.
actually. Yep.
It was Estonia, actually. But
That's the one. Yeah, whatever.
in my personal opinion, it's always great when somebody who used to like all your stuff that you put on Facebook and favourite your tweets before he unfollowed you
Is suddenly playing
is
for
suddenly
England.
playing for England. He knows me.
That's
He knows-
quite a surreal thing when you think what he was doing this time last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Unbelievable. What? Just to be picky about old Jamie Carragher, everyone must have heard what he said.
What did he say?
He said that basically...
England players.
Oh, it's much
He
easier to
said
get
it's easy to get
now.
in, and he specifically picked on Daly, saying, why is this kid getting in? And I initially thought, well, you're an idiot, mate. I think that every time I see him. But then, just about 5 or 10 minutes later, he's then banging on about why... there's not enough English guys in the Premier League, and I just thought, are you like a moron?
You know
mate?
what? You know what Carragher's really moaning about is the fact that Dele
He's
plays the
played
same
for-
same
yeah,
position,
bloody Liverpool, yeah.
and he's going to become what Carragher always wanted to be.
Always could have been,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the same-
That's what he's worried about because Dele's now got that
You know, Carragher was the central defender.
Centre back, weren't they?
Well, where does Delhi play? Where Carragher used to get pushed up into...
I suppose so. But, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with Carragher on what he's saying, because Delhi was only called up due to the fact that Henderson was injured.
That's quite right. There was a lot of injuries, yeah.
Who's the other guy? Carrick was injured. There's a few players who were injured, so that's when you bring in the likes of Shelvey, Ali and whatnot. He probably won't be in there the next time.
To be fair, why did we wait before the game that he was going to try and play him sometime?
I thought I was hearing things. I was like, what?
Can I play devil's advocate here? And this will go down very badly in this room. I genuinely don't think he's good enough to play for England at the minute. Yeah. I think he will be, but I think
I think so as well.
He's too young at the minute.
Yeah, but
it's got to be good for his experience.
Exactly, he's got to take games like this to get grounded. You know,
how else can you get experience if you don't do it?
Exactly, and the best time to do it is when you've already qualified.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Good luck to him. I think it's an astonishing achievement for that lad and for Milton Keynes as a football entity. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it down in Keynes.
I am right in thinking that those 2 minutes on Friday night are worth £200,000. Is that correct?
Well, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I hope so. It's kind of funny. But yeah,
I'd be shocked if there wasn't any clauses actually in the contract.
There must be something. I would hope. Yeah, and potentially it would be double. I doubt it's the first one. I would presume it's every.
Is it every game?
Well, I don't know.
We are in the money, aren't we?
Yeah. Mrs. B and I sat on the sofa on the edge of it because I sort of said they'll bring him on in a minute. The moment we went, was it 2-1, 3-1, or whatever?
3-0. 3-0. Yeah.
When we got to that point, it was like they'll bring him on. They'll bring him on there. And when they just sort of tears in the eyes and everything, it was absolutely fantastic.
I think I put a Facebook post out on the night saying I felt like an expectant father just waiting for him to get on the pitch, and that really was what it felt like. You know. Lovely, beautiful.
And if Jamie Carragher thinks it used to be easy to get into the England... it used to be hard to get into the England side, if I can just say 2 words, Jeff Thomas. That's all you need to know.
Well, the thing is as well, is that if he's saying that it used to be hard to get into the England side and he's banging on about him being the best defender of his time or whatever, he went on a rival radio station, as I'm technically supposed to call it, and had a 10-minute spat with a radio presenter about the fact that he couldn't get in Steve McLaren's England team ahead of Ledley King and Jonathan Woodgate, who were both injury prone. So he's just jealous.
I think that's probably right.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we move on?
Let's.
Right. You are listening to the MooCamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds. And Seclo Sounds exists to bring people and communities together to celebrate all that's best about the game. And the city. I'm thinking of football for example. All that's best about the city, not the game. That's a different thing. We produce a variety of music and speech programmes produced by local people, and we're run by over 60 volunteers. There's always room for more, so if you've got a skill or an idea that you'd like to offer, send an email to volunteers@seclosounds.org. You can find out more about the show, the station, and other shows that we produce by going to www.seclosounds.org.
Right, coming up in the next section of our glorious excuse for a show, we will look forward to Saturday's visit from the Rovers of Blackburn, who, let's face it, are quite a big club. We will get the final clue for the roundabout of the week, we will get more meaty horoscope insight from the Forecast Boys, and we will hear more from you, our beloved listener.
I'm trying to do gestures to you here, but what I'm basically saying is I'm leaving that out and going straight to that.
Jim Eiderdown, formerly of Coffee Hall, but now of Doris's B&B and Mop. I couldn't work out whether that's Mop Parlour or MOT Parlour. New Bradwell was texted in to say that he's relieved to be out of all the chaos and is being looked after very well, if you know what he means. Ben wants to know why it's cold and dark. Modders wants to know why it's cold. Suki thinks that Albie sounds a little under the weather tonight and wonders if he needs another hug. I'd love it, Suki. See you later, darling. Martin from Linslade wants to know why we don't sound like we're really in the studio. Is the show actually not live at all? Oh, we've opened a can of worms here, haven't we?
Definitely, yeah.
And Selena wants to come and visit us in the studio and wants to know if she would be welcome.
Which can't, because it's not live. No. We don't do that. So. It's a shame, actually. Selena's lovely.
The show isn't even happening.
Yeah. I'll press that button 3 times. And go.
This just in. Following Dele Alli's first full cap for England, Peter Pete Winky Winkleman has ordered a special one-off edition of the previously laughed-at Cowshed Chronicle to be produced and wantonly distributed amongst the crowd for the Blackburn Rovers game. Printed upon a single A4 sheet, its 2/4 sides mockingly carries a full-scale £50 note with the face of Delhi superimposed upon its front, and all the words to "I'm in the money" by Al Dubin are listed on the back. An altered version by Ben Edit Paste Campbell efforts in grey crayon to change the lyrics to "we, I mean we."